Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment down below. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate all your support. Now let's get into the topic. If you're looking for better outcomes in relationships, then you jumped onto the right video. I'm about to reveal some easy ways to know if you are being manipulated by your love interest without wasting another 3 months to a year plus. I understand that modern dating and relationships can feel like an emotional stock market with the constant ups and downs. But chill with me for a bit, because today I'm going to show you that it possibly feels like this because of one of these popular manipulation tactics. And what better way to arm yourselves than with knowledge? First, we highlight love bombing. This is usually used in new relationships of less than 3 months. Love bombers try to get your attention and affection very quickly by showing an ideal image of themselves. They'll do their best to find out what you want in a relationship and transform into that to get you hooked. The goal is to have you jonesing on them like Pookie before you find out their true selves. Love bombers can be identified through these red flags. They're always complimenting you excessively. There is a need for constant communication for how they feel about you. It seems too good to be true too early. This is marked by these pressured, intense talks about your future together. The wild thing about this technique is that it can happen intentionally or unintentionally. Love bombing definitely happens with foreign women as well. I noticed it while living here in South America. Women certainly have game. They'll play the perfect role to get what they need. You may think she's genuine, but to her, you're just a walking ATM. Foreign women will shower you with all this quote unquote love and attention, but you've got to keep your head in the game. Developing a true loving bond with a woman takes time. I'm talking years. This doesn't apply to all women here, but you definitely need to take things slow to weed out the true love bombers. Due to my busy schedule, I limit seeing a woman to once a week. By doing this, it helps you to create some distance and clearly identify the woman's intentions without all the fog. If she's putting the pressure on to see you multiple times in a week, then most likely she is trying to turn the heat up on the relationship before you realize you're cooking. And if you sense that she's moving on a deadline while seeming to be the best thing since sliced bread, you might just have a love bomber on your hands. The second tactic to watch for is called hot and cold. This is the one where you notice you'll get those intense feelings, as in love bombing, but it'll be in spurts. This is done for several reasons. Mostly because she's either juggling you with other guys that also have interest and you are playing the backup of sorts, or she is trying to program you. Either way, this is a control tactic designed to put you on a schedule of sorts. And she wants to see if you'll agree. Will you be okay with sudden cancellations? Or not hearing from her after you thought you had another amazing time together? Don't mess around and be saved under food guy in her phone. Believe it or not, some people tape up their emotional insecurities by playing with the emotions of others. You see, by being all into you one moment and then not at all the next moment, she's able to see how you'll react and create a reward system. When you do what she wants, you get the hot. But if you dare veer off her path, you get blasted with the cold. Does the cold shoulder sound familiar? How I engage with a woman using this tactic is to disengage, cut them off completely. No one deserves to have their emotions played with like a yo-yo. As a man, you should be adjusting the speed of the relationship. Make sure to stay in the driver's seat. The third tactic to watch for is called sign language. This has been popularized by the productive men in the Redpill community and highlights the manipulation techniques used in conversations where shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right will be used to steer the topic away from logic and rationale Sign language is a defense mechanism that can leave you frustrated and feeling like you're going in circular arguments that lead nowhere. Those who use these tactics like to avoid all accountability by smoothly changing the subject. This is done in a negative way. She'll wait patiently, judging the direction of the conversation in a defensive way, playing the role of a star cornerback and watching for the right opportunity. And when her fault is about to be spotted, she'll pop up with something that you did from the past and take that thing to the house. In other words, she'll have you throw a pick six, and now you're arguing about something you did wrong, maybe even from years ago. These things you quote unquote did wrong usually have little to do with the current situation, but if you want to manipulate at a high rate, confusing and distracting the other person from the actual subject is key. Brothers, keep your eye on the prize to avoid this next one. The final tactic is one to look out for in an established relationship. It's called gaslighting. This one is infamously used by women because when it's done right, a woman's soft, feminine charm can paint the right picture of an event that you know happened another way. And if you're not wise to it, you can start to question your own sanity. Gaslighting is about using selective memory to make another person doubt their own knowledge and/or recollection of the events. This is that you don't understand, this never happened, you're remembering it wrong. When you're constantly being called crazy, and that is in fact far from the truth, this is manipulation at its finest. If she's from the streets, she's from the streets. Let it go back there.
She belongs to the streets.
Another popular tool in the gaslighting toolbox is tone policing, where she'll criticize your tone when you have disagreements on anything. This is flipping the script at its finest as well, to make you appear at fault. This is best used in public, where your emotional responses can be regulated by onlooking simps hoping to play white knight. Now keep in mind, people that engage in these tactics that we discussed in this video usually use them out of survival instincts. It isn't always malicious. Sometimes it is. Regardless, that person has work to do on themselves before they jump back into the dating market. Brothers, keep your minds on higher things. A lot of the programming in the States is by design. In scripture, believers are called to be soldiers and to not get involved in silly civilian affairs. And if these tactics seem like normal interactions with your love interest, it's time to refocus your priorities. If you're interested in discovering more about getting to the next level in dating, then make sure you check out this link above.